morning, Starshine. We're honestly eating. I like this one.
from New Year's Eve here at Nickerson Hall. A little taste of both the GLVC and the GLIAC conferences today. It's the UMSL Tritons and the Wisconsin-Parkside Rangers, and it's round one of the NCAA tournament here at Nickerson Hall. Hello again, everybody. That's Maddie Fisher. I'm Graham Shear. We'll check in down on the sidelines with our sideline reporter Grayson Holt here in just a few moments. But first, Maddie, a rematch from a couple months ago. And two of the best teams in their respective conferences. The Tritons finished number 5 in the GLVC, made it all the way to the conference title game where they lost to McKendree. We'll see them later on this afternoon. And Parkside, they finished number 1 in the GLIAC, but they lost round 1 to Michigan Tech. How do you see the matchup today playing out?
Well, Graham, I think these are two teams that had a lot higher hopes in their performances in their respective conferences. So I feel like, you know, this national tournament, this is the time for them to kind of live up to what their ranking was, what their expectations were, and to kind of come back from their losses. I think we're going to see them both out in full force, and we should expect a really electric matchup this afternoon.
For some more analysis, let's go down on the sidelines with Grayson Holt.
Thank you, Graham. We've got Missouri-St. Louis versus Parkside today. The last time these two teams played was on New Year's Eve, with UMSL taking that win 83-61. Parkside has yet to lose 2 games and with their loss last week, they want to keep that trend. Stay tuned here on Uindytv and the GLVC Sports Network.
Are you feeling alone in your faith? Uindytv.
Two of the best players in the game today, one from each side. Rashid Bello has had an outstanding year, and Maddie finished with the postseason award, GLIAC Player of the Year. He was our top 3 scorer in the GLIAC and 18 a game. Talk about his skill set.
Well, I mean, I think that speaks volumes for him to be the player of the year, not just offensive or defensive. That speaks to how well-rounded of a player he actually is. He was 4th in forcing turnovers in the GLIAC this season. So not only the 18 points, obviously a great asset for a team that's scoring pretty well, scoring about 73 points a game, but that's also an incredible asset to have on the other side of the ball.
Bello will wear number 1 for the green jerseys of Wisconsin-Parkside, and you mentioned him with the great at forcing turnovers, number 1 in the GLIAC at steals. He had a ton of steals on the season, over 70, and he was all defensive team in 2022-2023. Maddie, a guy that knows a thing or two about defense, though, on UMSL's side, Isaiah Fuller, the defensive player of the year in the Great Lakes Valley Conference.
I mean, again, what else can I say that you haven't? Despite him pulling that title, Defensive Player of the Year, he's a lot like Rashid Bello in the way that he is also an offensive force, being the number 5 scorer in the GLVC this season.
Should be a fun matchup to see Bello and Isaiah Fuller kind of square off, and if we see them matched up on each other today, it's going to be fun. Who do you see gets the advantage when, you know, I mean, how do you stop guys like that?
I mean, it's hard, but I think one thing that we've seen a lot this season between different teams is where there's such high caliber players, what it comes down to is that height difference. It's always good to be whoever's going to be able to have the couple extra inches of height, a little bit of an advantage there, and the height is going to Isaiah Fuller. So I'm interested to see what he manages to do today.
Starting lineups being announced. We'll give them to you as we hear them. Number 44, Sanmi Fahania for Wisconsin-Parkside. 5 points a game, 4 rebounds. He was 60% from the field this year. Fantastic. For for UMSL, number 23, Drew Cisse. He was a 6'10 junior, played forward, and he averaged 5.6 rebounds a game. For Parkside, and number 24, Jameer Simpson, a redshirt sophomore, a forward, played in every game this year, started all but 1, and he led the team in offensive rebounds and total rebounds. Now for the Tritons, Victor Wabarocha, number 32. He is a 6'3 graduate student. He's from Milwaukee. Also played a couple years at Drury. He had 15 points the last time against Parkside. For Parkside, now number 12, Nick Brown, 56% shooter. He's a redshirt sophomore, a forward. For the Tritons, the Defensive Player of the Year, their best player, Isaiah Fuller. 16 points a game, a top 5 scorer in the GLVC. He'll be fun to watch. For Parkside, number 3, Josiah Palmer. Made the most threes on the team this year. He was all GLIAC second team. He'll wear number 3, the redshirt sophomore, for the Tritons. And rounding out the starting 5, we have in the fourth of the starting five, Matt Enright, a freshman 6-foot guard. And for Parkside, there's the guy, Rasheed Bello. He's a sophomore guard from Chicago, Illinois, third in the GLIAC in points. And he's going to lead them in scoring today. I can only imagine. For the Tritons, their final starter is Bowen Sandquist. He'll wear number 22. He gave him 11 a game. And Maddie, he scored over 30 in the GLVC semifinal against the Greyhounds. He hit 8 threes in that one. He's dangerous from behind the arc.
Absolutely. I wasn't there with you guys for that insane game, but looking at the, I guess, score sheet afterwards, I was like, holy cow. I mean, incredible players on both teams here. I can't wait. I'm thrilled.
20 minutes on the clock. Cisse and the Tritons take the floor. Cisse will jump it up. He is 6'10" from San Diego, California. And I can only imagine he's going to jump it up with Fahania, who's also just under him, 6 feet 8 inches. He's from Dublin, Ireland. Cisse and Fahania in the center at the Flying Eye, Indianapolis. We're here at Nickerson Hall. They were the number 1 seed, the Greyhounds in the Midwest. They're hosting throughout the weekend here, and Cisse has won the tip. Tritons will control, and Wright will bring it forward. Tritons finished the year 21-10. They were 10-8 in the GLVC conference, but they found a way to turn it on right at the right time and peaking in the GLVC tournament. Here's Cisse, finds Fuller, open shot, and he puts it in.
Who else did you expect to make the first shot of the game, Graham?
16 points a game. He had 12 last time out against Parkside, back on December 31st. Parkside trying to answer. Here's Palmer. Now Bello, first touch on offense. He gets to the top, passes off, got it back. Now he'll drive on Cisse. Tough finish, but he finds the bottom.
Man, I feel like he jumped from the charity stripe there. I mean, incredible legs on that kid.
An incredible athleticism. I'm sure we'll see that all afternoon long. Whoever guards him on defense is going to draw the tough assignment. Another guy who can score on offense, Victor Wabarocha across the lane. Fall-away shot is good. 11 points for Victor Wabarocha on the year per game. And he gives UMSL a quick 4-2 lead. Just a minute and a half in here. Now Brown, down low for Bello. Up top Fahania, he can shoot it from the outside, 58% on the year. Another guy, Palmer, drills the three. He shoots 35%, and he made the most threes on the team this year, Maddie.
I mean, with a streaky shooting like that, I'm not surprised.
Quick 5-4 lead for the Rangers. Now here's Sandquist, dangerous from the outside, can't get him open looks. Instead, Cisse, tallest player on the court right now, fall away, can't get it. Wabarocha tipped out.
Wow.
And another possession here. Oh, shot clock didn't reset. Shot goes up, and that's a shot clock violation, partially blocked there by Parkside in their first turnover.
I'm just going to go back to that scuffle we saw under the basket. I mean, that was an incredible hustle, but there's that beautiful three again. I could watch it all day long.
Rainbow three from Josiah Palmer. He's averaging 12 a game, 22nd in the GLIAC in points. Another one, he drills it from the outside. Josiah Palmer has the hot hand here early.
I mean, UMSL better find a way to slow him down, or I have a feeling he's just going to do that the rest of the game.
Now the Tritons trying to respond. Fuller, jab step, puts it up, got it. Already shaping up to be a fun matchup here. Isaiah Fuller and guys like Josiah Palmer, Rasheed Bello going back and forth with each other. Here is Bello. Thought about it. Instead, he'll drive. Got inside. Nifty finish. No, he'll kick back out. And a three ball. Simpson from the outside. And they are 3 for 3 to start, the Rangers.
I mean, whew. I mean, they are 40% from behind the arc on the season. I'm surprised it's only 40% with how they're shooting today.
Fuller lost it, but they'll say it went out of bounds off of Parkside. Nice defense there. Simpson in the corner with Bello, and they were able to tip it out. See the replay here, and Palmer, they've got to step out on him because they cannot allow these open looks. Another one, and Parkside hot from behind the arc to start. Wabarocha now trying to answer. He got it. Everything falling from behind the arc here early for both sides. They're 4 for 5 combined here to start from behind the arc. Bello down the lane. Tipped away, but he got it back. Just 5 on the shot clock. Fahania looking for one. Bello, 2 on the shot clock. Doesn't realize it. Now he does, and he almost put it in there, Maddie.
I think if that one was made, I think that every Parkside fan in here would have just erupted. And you can already see him in full force, adjacent, opposite corner of us.
Madden Wright, true freshman. So Sandquist, he got the bottom on a 3, and he gives UMSL the lead. Next dead ball will be our under 16 media timeout. Here is Simpson. Lefty shot is good from the baseline. Back and forth we go. A lot of impressive shot making here to start. UMSL is 5 for 7. Parkside now, they're 5 for 6. And they lead by 1. Cisse from the elbow. Outside, Wabarocha tees one up and he knocks it through.
I'm almost at a loss for words. This is insane.
3 for 4 for the Tritons from behind the arc. 3 for 4 from Parkside from downtown, and it's 15-13, a high-scoring affair here just 5 minutes in. Simpson looking for the answer. He'll drive, shots up, rolls off. Rebound strong by Sandquist and a foul, our first of the game. And I believe that is one of our first stoppages, but that'll take us to our under 16 media timeout.
Again, Wabarocha absolutely incredible on that shot there. Now 8 points, almost at double digits. Just very little time in the game.
And let's go down on the sidelines with Grayson Holt.
This game started off with UMSL leading with the ball, but Parkside has quickly caught up with back-to-back three-pointers. I mean, I say it, everyone here can feel the tension on this court right now, and I think that this is going to be a great game. Stay tuned here on Uindytv and the GLVC Sports Network.
Are you feeling alone in your faith? UIndy Catholic gives you an opportunity to get involved in a religious community on campus, providing sacramental needs and fellowship for prospective students and giving you a sense of belonging.
We just want you guys to know that God loves you, He delights in you, and He's in awe of you, and we would love to meet you. So you should come on out.
UIndy Catholic, a community for you.
Back at Nickerson Hall, 2-point lead. You see the Parkside Rangers mascot there doing some dances. Several Ranger faithful traveling. Not sure how long of a drive it is from Wisconsin-Parkside's campus, but I can't imagine all the way up in Wisconsin. It's got to be probably the furthest any team here has come for the weekend, Maddie.
Absolutely, and I know it's freezing cold here, but I can't even imagine with snow on the ground up in Wisconsin. It feels like a real spring day for them.
Tritons up by a deuce. They'll bring it up here coming out of the media timeout. It's Madden Wright from the left. Here's a matchup. Wabarocha hopes to get the better of him, and Wright can't find it there on that 3. Rebound Brown.
Yeah, that one right there would have put Wabarocha into double digits already. He's sitting with 8 points so far in the contest.
Some early substitutions. Ethan Ivan into the game. Ivan has played every game so far this year. He's had 4 starts, and he takes great care of the ball. Only 5 turnovers on the year. Bello now from the right. Across the lane, Ivan thought about it. Dishes off to Palmer. He'll try a 3, and that one's a little bit short. He seems to have cooled off. It'll go out of bounds off of Parkside. I'm not sure the Ranger faithful agrees with the call. Or I'm sorry, I'm not sure UMSL agrees with the call, and now they'll switch it. They say it goes off of Parkside, and I think that's the right call, Maddie.
Absolutely, I agree. With that little bounce, yeah.
So a Ranger ball now. Bello off the inbound, 6 minutes in. Ooh, nice jab step, step back. Palmer, Simpson got a three. That's his second down from downtown. Pardon, his third from downtown. He's 3 of 4 to start. And the Rangers are 6 for 9. Here's a shot. Fuller couldn't get it. Rebound Bello. Here come the Rangers. Up one, trying to add to it. Down the lane, Bello finishes.
And I think that right there is the type of play that gets you player of the year. Are you kidding me, Graham?
Janier Harris into the game for the first time. Had it on the left for just a moment. Also in Donovan Vickers at the last dead ball. Vickers, a sophomore. He's from Oklahoma. He's got it at the top. Down to Harris. He got inside, shots up, left it well short, an air ball from about 3 feet.
I mean, the defense displayed by Parkside so far, so aggressive, and for us to hardly have any fouls in this game whatsoever with how physical these two teams are playing. I really think that speaks volumes.
How about Simpson here?
Oof.
Lights out from downtown to start. He's got 8 early points. And the Rangers lead by 3. It's 18-15. Sub Jackson Hamilton into the game. Hamilton's played 18 games this year. He's been held scoreless, though, in 4 of the last 5 games. But here's a stat for you. His dad played for Clemson, drafted by the Indiana Pacers in 1985, Maddie.
That's what we love to hear. Indianapolis just being the hosting city now.
Comes from a good line of basketball in his family. Simpson on the foul. He'll go to the line. Couple free throws here. Simpson shooting 77% from the line this year. First free throw is good. Parkside finished 21-8 on the year. They were 14-4 in the conference, Maddie, and they had, you know, they finished first in the GLIAC conference, but, you know, they lost in the first round to Michigan Tech, where Bello had his season low, just 5 points in that game. He went 2 for 15 from the field and had 5 turnovers. How did Tech really slow him down in that one?
Well, I think that when you're looking at film, getting ready to play a team like Parkside, a player that you can't ignore, obviously, is Bello. And what you see a lot of times where teams have that one person that really, I think, not carries the team, but really brings everyone else along with them. When that person starts to flicker a little bit, that's when you see the rest of the team kind of get a little shaky.
2 free throws by Simpson. Now in the corner, Trevor Moore can't can a 3. Rebound to Bello. He's already got a couple. 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists to start, but a bad pass, and Bello says my bad on their first turnover of the day for Parkside.
Yeah, and again, Parkside, a team that takes relatively good care of the ball with 11 turnovers only average per game. And I like the accountability taken by Bello, like my fault, guys.
Mason Quarterbaum into the game. Outside, Harris. Down the lane, Moore. Shots up, too strong. Rebound strong by Simpson. Simpson now the other way. He had it taken away. Vickers on the steal. Outlet pass. Fuller lays it in.
An incredible fast break turnaround for Umsel might be the thing they need. Give them a little bit of juice.
3-point lead for Parkside. Next dead ball, under 12 media timeout. Bello has it on the left. Bello got to the lane. Couldn't finish, though. That was an acrobatic shot. A little too strong, though. More the other way. And a foul will stop it. Foul's going to be on Ethan Ivan. That'll take us under 12 media timeout. Just under 11 minutes to go here in the first half with a 3-point lead. Let's check in the sidelines with Grayson Holt.
Over by the bench, we are seeing frustration from both coaches. I was just over there, and you know, stakes are high tonight, and both of these teams are just frustrated because they both keep getting over and under, and nobody really knows how this game is going to turn out right now, but I think it's going to be great. Stay tuned here on Uindytv and the GLBC Sports Network.
Big Bryce Young, right?
What did you say?
No, it's Bryce Young. It's obviously Bryce Young.
C.J. Stroud, the obvious pick for Steichen and the Colts.
Ohio State quarterbacks, we know they don't
I mean,
win.
come on. He's got the whole offense handed to him. Check out Last Call. We've got all the sports info you need from around the nation and right here on campus. Plenty of UIndy sports.
College football and college basketball.
The NFL.
The NBA.
MLB.
Don't forget about motorsports.
And I'll give you all the gambling picks you need to know to make some money. Right here on Last Call, Mondays at 4 o'clock on YouTube.
Not a lot of scoring for either side. Just 3 Parkside Rangers have got on the board. 10 from Simpson, 6 from Palmer, and 4 from Rashid Bello, whereas the Tritons also only 3 scores, 8 from Wabarocha, who's on the bench right now, 6 from Fuller, and 3 from Bowen Sandquist. Maddie needs some more disbursement of that scoring.
Absolutely, and especially in seeing points off the bench, but let's give a little credit where credit's due. Though the scoring is kind of low, these are people who are streaky shooters. We've seen so many three-point shots I can barely keep count.
Wabarocha back onto the floor. He's out there with Harris, along with Donovan Vickers, Mason Quarterbaum, and Bowen Sandquist. Sandquist coming off a great GLVC tournament. Quarterbaum launches a 3. That one's a little bit short. Rebound, the 4th of the day already for Rashid Bello. Averages 5 rebounds per contest.
He's about there already.
Fahania re-enters as well. Got it at the top. 13 on the shot clock. Bello working on Quarterbaum. Trying to find his shot. He'll fire one up, and it's in and out on the little free throw line extended jumper.
And Parkside fans frustrated as he took a hard fall.
Now Harris the other way, free throw line jumper. That one rims in and out, and it'll go, well, no, saved by Ethan Ivan. Neither team really super energetic or super ultra aggressive getting into the lane so far to start, as we see a turnover. Wabarocha comes away, bad pass there by Parkside. Wabarocha got it. Cuts into the lead, 1 point now for Parkside. Brown on the other end. Now it's Ivan. Palmer, who's cooled off, hasn't tried one in the last handful of minutes. Thought about it. Now he'll drive, got inside. Oh, what a finish by Josiah Palmer.
And another player who can seemingly levitate to the basket.
8 points here early for Josiah Palmer. He's played 9 minutes. And we're almost under 9 minutes here in the first. Quarterbaum. Stolen. Number 1 in the Gleankin steals. Bello comes away. Hands off Palmer in transition. 3. It's good.
And that shot has Parkside fans on their feet. It's almost like they own the place, even though they haven't played here since 2017, Graham.
Rangers can score in bunches. Big thanks to that guy, Josiah Palmer. He leads all scorers with 11. Wabarocha, he's got 10. Trying to find his shot, fall away. That one rims in. Incredible shot making by both sides here in the round 1 of the D2 NCAA tournament, Maddie.
Absolutely, and I feel like both of these teams, they'll go in a little bit of a scoring drought. We just had 2 minutes nearly of no scores, and now they get streaky again.
Palmer couldn't find the bottom that time. Strong rebound by the Tritons. Quarterbaum the other way. Now it's Harris. Wabarocha again. He's got 12 to lead all scores, and an offensive foul. Moving screen. I believe that was Vickers, and we're going the other way.
Even more unfortunate because that three-point shot was hit, and it looked pretty beautiful.
See the replay from a few moments ago. Isaiah Fuller, tough finish in transition. Fuller has 6 points here.
And check that fast break there, Graham.
You see the steal by Bello, which leads to an awesome three-pointer by Palmer, and he drills it.
And a real team player to hand it off to someone else to finish out that incredible steal.
Immediate timeout at the next dead ball. Here is Palmer. Drives on and right, step back, foul line, jumper, left it short. Oh, what an offensive board. Simpson back up, he couldn't finish. Rebound, Cisse. Tritons in transition, Wabarocha out, long three, Sandquist, short. Palmer. He scored 10 points in 9 of the last 12 games, Josiah Palmer. May get 10 of the last 13. He's already in double figures here. Javon Johnson, Fahania cutting. He couldn't finish, blew the layup. And a foul down low. It's going to go on Umsel. Ball's going to stay here. It's going to go on Victor Wabarocha.
Yeah, not really sure what happened there. Just looked like he got his feet swept out under him. Someone hit the ground hard, and Parkside fans with hands in the air.
Media timeout here. 7:01 to go. It's a 4-point lead for Parkside. And we're going to step aside. You're watching Uindytv and the GLVC Sports Network.
Award-winning news coverage. Brought to you by ethical journalists that care about you. We have you covered on crime, latest on sports, and the best in entertainment. This is Uindytv News.
4-point lead for Wisconsin-Parkside. The Rangers and Luke Riegel. He's coaching now in his 20th year. He's got 297 wins in his career, looking for 298, just shy. He already leads the Rangers in all-time wins. He broke that in 2017. Bello can't finish. Sandquist launches one, buries it.
I mean, again, I'm so impressed by the fact that we have so many made three-point shots in this game. Both teams with shooting, let's see, 45, 50%, just field goals. But the 3 points, man, holy cow, 44% and 63%.
Bello the other way, he got his shot. He's looked strong here through his first 12 minutes on the court. He's got 8 points. Sandquist cut me off. Luke Riegel's in his 20th season. He's led the Rangers to 5 division titles as Isaiah Fuller gets one to go from 15. 5 division titles for Riegel, 4 in the GLVC, and then 1 in the GLIAC all the way back in 2019, so almost 4 years ago. He's the school leader in all-time total wins, but he just won GLIAC Coach of the Year, Maddie, and he did an outstanding job with the Rangers. And the finish on the other end, Fahania got it to go.
I imagine so. To get him to number 1, that's a feat, and it takes a great coach to do so.
And Harris finishes strong. He got inside. Janier Harris has scored 20 points in 11 games this year.
That's an insane amount of games to hit 20 points in, Graham.
But he comes off the bench. He's a junior forward from Minnesota. Averages about 7 points per contest. Parkside leads by 1. Simpson got fouled, and he'll go to the line. We'll see just our 3rd and 4th free throws. Not a lot of fouling here in the first half, Maddie.
You know, I almost like to see that. It kind of gives them the opportunity to really play ball, because we have some reffing groups that like to call everything and then some who don't like to call as much. I feel like this is a really good balance that we've seen so far, and that right there clearly, Enright got his hands a little too much on the way up.
9 for 17 combined from behind the arc for both sides. You saw a couple of those replays, first from Palmer, second from Bowen Sandquist. Sandquist is shooting 47% from behind the arc. He's number 1 in three-pointers made in the GLVC and number 6 in the GLVC in shooting percentage. Simpson off the mark on the first free throw. Here's the second, and he got that one. It's a 2-point lead, Parkside. Just about 15 minutes into half number 1. If you're just joining us, Maddie Fisher and Graham Shear. Down on the sidelines, Grayson Holt. Parkside, this is a rematch between the Rangers and the Tritons. First one back on December 31st of last year, right before this new year. And UMSL got that win. They got it by a lot. 83-61 the final. Parkside leading though by 2. Saw some misses there. Fuller couldn't get it, and a foul in transition. That's just the 5th team foul on UMSL. So still several more to give, and also 5 more fouls to give for the Rangers. They've only had 2 team fouls here through 15 and a half minutes.
I mean, again, I talked about it earlier, how both of these teams are playing tough, because it's a win and you're in, lose and you're done kind of situation. But they're playing their defenses so well and so meticulously that they're avoiding getting all those calls that we sometimes see with other squads.
Bello splits the defense, couldn't find anything, kicks back out. UMSL fans wanted to travel, didn't get it. Bello now, step back between the legs, stripped away, steal by Fuller. Tritons in transition. Up on the break, Wabarocha thought about a 3, now he'll step back. Deciding not, calling for it back, instead they'll go the other way within right. More of a finesse game from both sides. Harris stolen away again, and a foul. Bello has his hands all over the cookie jar today.
I mean, absolutely. We talked about it, player of the year. You've got to be good at a lot of different things, and every time I've seen him do anything today, he's absolutely excelled in sportsmanship, in team leading, and everything.
Under 4, media timeout. 3:43, 2-point lead for the Parkside Rangers. Let's check in with Grayson Holt.
Right now we have Parkside in the lead, 30-28. I mean, this is just, it's amazing. UMSL's player right now is Victor Nwagabach, and Parkside has Josiah Palmer really, just pulling this game together. Stay tuned here on Uindytv and the GLVC Sports Network.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Can I talk?
2-point lead for Wisconsin-Parkside. Just under 4 minutes to go. This is our last media timeout before the halftime break. Still only 4 scorers, Maddie, for the Rangers. 11 for each Josiah Palmer and Simpson, Jameer Simpson, both with 11 to lead them. And they've topped UMSL here in the first half through the first 16 and a half minutes here by 2.
The only scorer not a starter in this game. Only points off the bench, Janier Harris, 2.
Shots falling for the starters, not for the bench players. Bello inside Ivan. Can't hit the 3. That would have been the first bench points of the day for Parkside, like you mentioned, Maddie, but he couldn't find the bottom. And that's the first shot off the bench for any Ranger this afternoon here.
But we've seen them step up in a lot of different ways, especially on that defensive front, Ethan Ivor specifically.
Vickers out to Harris. Wabarocha launches one too strong. Maddie, Tritons have to get into their offense maybe a little bit quicker here.
Absolutely. I feel like they know exactly what the game plan is, but Parkside's making them speed it up to a point where some of these shots that they're normally comfortable with, they're uncomfortable taking. And that rebound right there for Bello puts him at a season average of 5.
And a three by Bello. He buries it from straight away. That was a long one, but he got that one to go.
I mean, they've got the luck. It's rubbing off on everybody. Take a shot behind the arc. There's a pretty good chance he'll make it today.
It's his second attempt from behind the arc. He's now 1 of 2, 4 of 8 from the field. Wabarocha inside, doing everything this afternoon. Pardon, that's Fuller who got his shot to go. Fuller and Wabarocha doing everything for the Trions this afternoon. Bello the other way, guarded by Vickers. Now Palmer, he's been quiet as of late, hasn't tried one the last 4 minutes or so. Simpson, long two, off to the left. Wabarocha the board.
And that right there, an aggressive board.
Wabarocha finds a lane, stripped away. Wonderful hands there by Rashid Bello, who comes up with his third steal of the day.
And now he's telling them to slow down. He recognizes when Parkside gets a little excited, that's when mistakes are prone to happen.
Palmer down the lane, shots up, left it short. Rebound Sandquist. Fuller, he's played for Bob Sundvold for a few years now. Sundvold in his 10th year. Vickers, there's a three and a timeout. Rangers call their first timeout of the half. Tie game, Maddie.
I mean, with how back and forth it is, I'm not even surprised to see that we're at the tie game.
Final 62 seconds when we come back. We're all notched up at 33. You're watching Uindytv and the GLVC Sports Network.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Bello has 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks for Parkside, doing everything. Up top, Palmer. Down the lane, Fahania finishes and gives the Rangers back the lead.
Again, if the UMSL had stopped them there and had put us some points of their own, that would have been their first lead in this game since it was 15-13 in their favor. This game is really kind of Parkside, back and forth, but they're still kind of holding the reins of this game.
Fuller finishes on that end. Got it with the left hand, and nice ball movement by the Trions that time.
And again, Bello, the person to set the pace for the offense. Start slow, speed up when it's time to capitalize.
Fuller making all the right moves on offense. Him and Wabarocha doing everything right today. Ties it up at 35. Bello answers. Little 8-foot jumper is good, and he's got 11. That'll take us to the end of the first half. Shots no good. 2-point lead for Parkside going into the break. And Maddie, what a half.
I mean, what a half, Graham, absolutely. We went back and forth 5 times. The lead changed in that half, and now ending it about just as close as we've seen it so far.
Now we have Grayson Holt down on the sidelines with Luke Riegel.
Yes. Welcome back. I'm here with Coach Riegel. So what did you like from this first half offensively?
Well, offensively, I thought we moved the ball pretty well. We had a lot of variety. We had different guys contribute, and that's important to us to be successful. So that was good on the offensive end. Defensively, we have to tighten it up. We're doing an okay job, but I think we have to do a little bit better job guarding on the perimeter and then taking away what they have inside.
And what is going to be something that your team is going to do in this second half to kind of keep up that momentum that they've really got going on right now?
I think we just have to keep moving the basketball. I mean, once we start standing around, we don't execute as well. So if we keep moving the basketball on the offensive end and getting back in transition on D.
Yeah, this is my favorite question also. What are you going to say to those men when you get in that locker room?
Like I said, we just have to tighten up a few things, but mostly we have to do what we did the first 20 minutes.
All right, thank you so much and good luck. I'm Grayson Holt here on Uindytv and the GLVC Sports Network.
across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela Burgess.
An incredible finish by Hall. The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
I pledged.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela spurs it.
An incredible finish by Hall. The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Wow, that's so many memories, I would say. I think the things that when my teammates and I get together, what we enjoy the most, I think, are just all the stories, all the things that happen between us playing against some of the best schools. You know, we played some Division I schools. We beat Eastern Illinois twice. A thrill for a Division II school to go in and to beat a Division I school. And I think we remember, you know, feeling like kind of the David versus Goliath. And that's what I think we realized, if you can come together as a group, you know, that you can have success. Well, I think any competitive person, it's tough. But I still look at it today. You know, it's been 30 years since I played competitive basketball, and in the business world and the education world, you lose, and things happen, and you go back to your playing days, and you got knocked down, and you got to get back up. So that was kind of our mantra. I think to have dreams. As a little kid, I had dreams that I wanted to do something athletically, you know, and basketball was my passion. And so I don't care what it is, do something that you like, that you're passionate about. That to me is the most important thing, and then work to achieve it. And if you work hard enough at it, I think your dreams can come true, even when people tell you it'll never happen. And that to me was kind of the David versus Goliath thing. Yeah, and it's a cliche, but I do think life is a game. Life is a competition. And I think I was prepared because I competed in college, and I say the same thing to people. You kind of those same attributes. You have to work hard, you have to practice what you want to do, and you have to believe in yourself, and you have to have those dreams, and you put that package together, and I think it's a pretty good package for success. Hi, I'm Larry Tucker. I'm a former NCAA student athlete from Lewis University.
champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are.
Nathaniel Finch down here with Coach Sunvold. Coach, biggest thing to clean up from the first half?
Well, defensively, we got to do a much better job. Bello's a great player, okay? Palmer's good. They're all good. I mean, the three guards are really good. They're eating us alive. They're driving it. They're doing a wonderful job of breaking our defense down. And so we got to go back to doing the thing we've done best all year, and that's really doing a good job of shell defense, protecting the gaps, and we didn't do that this year. This game, credit to them. They did an outstanding job.
You're only down 2. What are the positives here?
Oh, we're getting good shots. We get good looks on offense. You know, we've been playing okay. It's just we let ourselves down on the defensive end.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck. Back to you guys.
That's Bob Sunvold and our very own Nathaniel Finch. Thanks for Bob Sunvold giving us some of his time, especially in the midst of this game. UMSL down 2, Maddie, heading into the second half. Final 20 minutes here. This could, well, it will, you know, set the line on the rest of their season. If they win, they move on to tomorrow, but if they lose, they're done.
Yeah, and after the loss in the GLVC conference, that final game, that's probably something they don't want to repeat again. But something that was brought up earlier, Parkside has not lost 2 consecutive games at all this season. So they actually lost just last week to Michigan, or their last game to Michigan Tech, 73-68. So this is a team that doesn't lose back-to-back, so they're kind of fighting to keep that alive as they kind of push further into Division II tournament.
Final 20 minutes coming up, and you know, when you look at Parkside, obviously we mentioned they finished number 1 in the GLIAC, and they lost in round 1 to Michigan Tech. They were just held in check pretty much that entire game. Rashid Bello just had 5 points. He was ice cold from the field, just 2 of 15, as we talked about a little bit earlier. Tonight, though, quite the opposite. He's 5 of 9 from the field. He's got 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Could go on and on. He played all but 1 minute there in that first half. What were you most impressed by?
I think, again, he lives up to the standard of being called the GLIAC Player of the Year. To be the Player of the Year, you have to excel in every category on that chart, and he is in every single one of them, with the exception of free throws. We haven't seen very many. We've only seen 3, all from Parkside actually be made of 4, and personal fouls. And again, he has great sportsmanship. He's one of those players where he recognizes a better opportunity, even if he wants to take it. Handing the ball off may result in a better outcome, which we saw earlier with a 3-point that he handed off to Josiah Palmer that absolutely looked like the other end of the rainbow, and the pot of gold was the basket.
Only 4 scorers in the first half for the Rangers, and they still find themselves up by 2. 11 from Bello, 11 from Simpson, 11 from Palmer. And Parkside will control heading into the second half. Final 20 minutes here. Round 1 NCAA tournament. 1 team will move on. 1 team will go home. Parkside enters the half up by 2, and a near turnover to open up, but Enright, nice defense by the Tritons, collapsing and knocking it out of bounds. Enright's been a great addition for this team. Just a true freshman from St. Louis, Webster Groves, but you know, enters in starting lineup here as a true freshman, and he's played outstanding for Bob Sunvold.
Yeah, and he's still got a couple more years to fine-tune. I'm really excited to watch him play.
Here's Simpson, across the lane, up and under, shot is up, no good though. Couldn't finish, nice move, couldn't pay it off. Rebound, caroms around, taken by Fuller. He's got his second rebound. Tritons trying to tie or take the lead here. They haven't led since when it was 15-13 in the first half. That was with about 14 minutes to go in half number 1. Here's Wabarocha looking for his shot inside Cisse. He's scoreless tonight. Now Fuller. And he got it. Long 2, Isaiah Fuller drills it. And we're tied at 37.
Absolutely, and UMSL, a team that's played in Nickerson Hall many a time. I feel like they kind of they look a little comfortable coming out of that locker room, even at a loss.
Simpson down the lane is Bello, has to retreat back out. Here's the matchup we were waiting for, Bello and Fuller. Eye to eye, Bello, now they switch off Cisse on to Bello. Looking for a shot, step back, long three, no good. Board taken by Enright. Dribbling between the legs on Bello. Enright again. They swing it to Fuller. He'll look for the two. That one's laced.
Everything coming up Unsel out of the locker room.
And there's the first lead for the Tritons since early in the first half, Maddie. And they tie it. Fahania goes down the lane, and he got the lefty layup to go.
And that right there is what makes this game so electric. One team can take the lead, but again, now 6 lead changes so far in this game, with Umsel taking the lead just moments ago, now tied up again.
Fuller looks for Cisse. Backing down Simpson. On the cut, Fuller, and one.
It's going to be the first free throw shot for Umsel in this game. And it's going to come from the guy who shoots 78% at the charity stripe.
You see the cut here. Cisse with the backdoor pass. Fuller lost his man. They double team Cisse and they made him pay. Some hang time there from Isaiah Fuller. And now he's got 16 on the game. He's 8 of 10 from the field. Misses the free throw there. Still just a 2-point game. That was his first free throw try of the day, but still Umsel finds themselves in the lead now. Brown looking, Fahania. Outside, Palmer, he'll launch one, bottom.
And they're streaky again, Graham.
Rangers back on top. And right. Sandquist, can't leave him alone. They run him off the line. And right now to Fuller. Looking for Cisse, he's got a mismatch. They get it to him, guarded. Bello, acrobatic with the steal, but it gets back to Enright up top. Down low, Cisse with the flush.
Another lead change, and I have to give credit to Bello for the athleticism to try and come up and stop that first one, but man, when he's coming at you like that, it's duck or get out of the way.
You see Cisse down low, and he rocks the rim. The 6'10 guy, tallest on the team for either side. The Tritons pay off there on the assists by Matt Enright. And now, oh wow, the ball might have touched the baseline. No call, no whistle. Rangers play on. Now it's Simpson from the right. Hand off to Brown. Palmer has it again up top. Out near the volleyball line. 35 feet from the basket. Now got inside. His shot was partially blocked. Cisse tips on it. Bello at the horn, could not finish. Almost a shot clock violation. Tritons trying to extend their lead. Fuller does.
I mean, I'm almost speechless. You heard Sunvolt talk about it, how they said they needed to clean things up, and they were really bested in the first half of this game, and now it looks like they are not ready to be embarrassed again.
20 points for Isaiah Fuller, and there's a long ball knocked down by Bello, Rashid Bello. Give him 14 points on the day with that three. That's his second three ball of the day. He's 2 for 5. Give him 14. And Wright answers with a three. Both teams throwing haymakers at each other.
Oprah Winfrey handing out 3 points, and you get a three-pointer, and you get a three-pointer.
Everyone taking advantage from behind the arc. Fahania gets in on the action. They left him open. And Fahania 58% from downtown on there. He's 18 of 31 coming in. Now 19 of 32. He's lights out from down there. Ties it at 48, Maddie.
Holy cow. I've never seen so many three-point shots consecutively shot back and forth. And I mean, we're just watching them all again.
Takes us to our under 16 media timeout. 15-10 to go. We're tied at 48. You're watching Uindytv in the GLVC Sports Network.
Are you feeling alone in your faith? Uindy Catholic gives you an opportunity to get involved in a religious community on campus, providing sacramental needs and fellowship for prospective students and giving you a sense of belonging.
We just want you guys to know that God loves you, He delights in you, and He's in awe of you. And we would love to meet you. So you should come on out.
Uindy Catholic, a community for you.
Hey, it's Giselle here on 88.7 WICR.
88.7 The Diamond, the only jazz and classical station in Indianapolis, completely led by the students of the University of Indianapolis. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn app, FM radio, HD radios, or even on our website at wicronline.org, a different kind of public radio.
Tritons are second to worst in the GLVC in overall rebounding. Parkside on the better side of that, 33 rebounds per game, and a lot of them are been tough, but could be a key to victory tonight, Maddie.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams, Parkside with 16, UMSL 15. And we've seen both teams pull in a lot of really great ones, but also miss some very, very crucial ones.
Some subs. Harris, he got his shot to go out there with him now. Trevor Moore, Donovan Vickers, along with Sandquist and Isaiah Fuller. Some subs on the other end. Ethan Ivan back in on some action. Bello takes it inside, hangs, can't finish. Rebound of Harris. Moore now in transition. Gets it to Sandquist, and he's fouled by Palmer. Also a sub, Jackson Hamilton, into the game. Out there with Simpson, Bello, and Palmer.
With the exception of any types of fouls and timeouts, I feel like this game just has not stopped one bit. Part of that due to the fact that the score is back and forth and it changes within just 30 seconds.
Sandquist uses every part of the rim, and he got it to fall. Sandquist has his third three ball of the day. He's 3 for 4, and he's got 9 points.
And this is now UMSL's largest lead of the day. Parkside still the largest lead overall, 6 points. This one only 5.
Bello and the Rangers trying to cut into it. See if Palmer can do it. Instead, it's Bello on the right, guarded by Fuller. 2 defensive juggernauts. Fuller takes it away. Turnover number 5 for the Rangers on the day. Behind the back, nifty pass by Sandquist. Moore doesn't take the shot. Instead, he'll draw the foul. Josiah Palmer got him on the reach-in.
I mean, UMSL is just a second half team. You know, they may have looked a little shoddy to start, but as soon as they came out of that locker room, it's almost like I'm watching a new team, Graham.
And you see a timeout by Coach Regal. He'll use his second timeout. We have 13:45 to play. Go ahead and step aside. 53-48, it's a 5-point lead. You're watching Uindytv in the GLVC Sports Network.
Bryce Young, right?
What did you say?
No, it's Bryce Young. It's obviously Bryce Young.
C.J. Stroud, the obvious pick for Steichen and the Colts.
Ohio State quarterbacks, we know they don't
I mean, come on. He's got the whole offense handed to him. Check out Last Call. We've got all the sports info you need from around the nation and right here on campus. Plenty of Uindy sports.
College football and college basketball.
The NFL.
The NBA.
MLB.
Don't forget about motorsports.
And I'll give you all the gambling picks you need to know to make some money right here on Last Call, Mondays at 4 o'clock on YouTube.
Jace.
5-point lead for the UMSL Tritons. They came out of the half down 2, came out of the locker room, and they have flipped the switch here in the second here, Maddie.
Yeah, just moments ago I was talking about how every time I've seen UMSL play, they're one of those teams that's slow to start, but once they hit the second half, they come out of the locker room seemingly on fire. And that's exactly what they've done. Coach Sundvold talked about not letting their defense break, and I think that it's very clear that the front that they've put up in this second half is drastically different than the one that they had held up by some twigs and cardboard in the first half.
Bello and Josiah Palmer, everything that's holding on the Rangers here in half number 2. 28 points from those two combined, 11 from Simpson, 9 from Fahania, and that's it. 4 of the Rangers have touched the court, but none have scored. Great defense by UMSL here in the second half, alone, but especially here the last handful of minutes. They forced some more turnovers, give Parkside now 5 on the day, and that's led to some points off turnovers as well for UMSL. They've turned that, and in transition, they're working really well.
Yeah, and we talked about Parkside being one of those teams taking incredible care of the ball. Only 11 turnovers per game. That's also Missouri St. Louis's average as well. Both of these teams great at taking care of the ball, but we've seen them put each other in very testing situations where we've seen them falter.
Some great defense by both sides, but like Maddie mentioned, not a lot of miscues so far tonight. See if the Tritons can add to their lead. Harris has it on the block. Flips around and he drops it through with the right hand.
That right there, largest lead of the game for either team. 7 points, and it's UMSL 55-48.
And give Harris 6 points now on the day. Nearly a turnover. Vickers jumping the passing lane, but knocks it out of bounds. And some subs, Fahania back in. Hamilton, who hasn't done much, he'll sit down. Hamilton has only recorded 2 rebounds today in 8 minutes. He'll sit down. Simpson and the Rangers will inbound from just in front of their bench here. Got it into Bello. Looking for Simpson. Backing down Harris. Spins baseline, got him up, got him to foul. He'll go to the line. And that's how the Parkside Rangers would like to cut back into this lead with the clock stopped and at the free throw line, Maddie.
Yeah, free throws are free points, as I like to say. It's you either make it or you don't, and there's nothing else really contesting them.
Got to imagine that's why they call them free throws.
Oh, wow, thanks.
Simpson, 77% from the line. He got the first foul shot there. Cuts the lead to 6. Simpson has shot 5 free throws on the day. He's shot out all 5 for Parkside. 1 free throw on the day for UMSL. They're 0 of 1. That was Fuller. And Simpson is off on the second one. Offensive rebound, though, to Fahania.
And that right there, an example of the rebounding that has been so crucial today.
If you're a Parkside fan, that's some hustle you'd love to see. Simpson cannot capitalize on the offensive board, and the margin remains 6.
A pretty tall double team on him there. Hard to break that.
Vickers got his shot. Elbow jumper is down. Vickers now, give him 5 points in on the action. 8-point lead for the Tritons. Has extended here. It's a 9-1 run the last 2.5. Palmer, and he got his little floater from the GLVC logo. He took off and put it down.
I'm telling you, Graham, the levitation on Parkside, I need to do some research on it. That's insane. What are they feeding these kids?
Harris off on a 3. Media timeout, next dead ball. 6-point lead for UMSL. Rangers trying to cut into it. Can it be Palmer? Thought about it, decides not to shoot it. Palmer is 4 of 6 from behind the arc. Here's another guy that's hit some threes today. Simpson backing down Sandquist. Up and under, got it to fall.
Wow.
Too strong, says Jameer Simpson.
That was some incredible hustle. Some of the best I think I've seen today. Again, the defenses are playing at very high caliber, but the hustle that you use to fight it back is what makes a winner.
Cisse at the scorer's table. Bob Sunvold will counter with some height at the next dead ball when we come back after the media timeout. Still 11 minutes to go here in half number 2. Harris blew the shot, but he got fouled in the air, and he'll go to the line.
A really lucky break for him, especially the fact that the ball didn't even get above the rim and hit the bottom of it on the way up.
Let's go down on the sidelines with Grayson Holt.
UMSL has a 4-point lead in this game right now. I mean, that's the most that we've seen all game as these teams have just been continuously going back and forth. I don't know what both of those coaches said to their teams in the locker room, but I mean, the determination has not gone down, and you know, it's still going to be a surprise who wins this game today. Stay tuned here on Uindytv and the GLVC Sports Network.
A little
teams have combined their 16 for 30 from downtown today. The Rangers are 9 for 15, that's 60%. UMSL is 7 for 15. Just quick math there. But both teams have been electrifying, to say the least, on both sides of the ball, but on offense, just straining shots from anywhere across half court.
I don't think in any game I've ever called or watched or been a part of in any capacity have I seen a three-point percentage of 60%. That's just, mind-boggling. It's not even real.
Seen some great shot making, should shape up to be a great 11 minutes down the stretch here. UMSL looking for round 1 win here in the NCAA tournament. They'll move, with a win, either team will move on to tomorrow, where they will face Ferris State. Ferris State just won against Ashland right before this game started. Harris misses both free throws, in and out.
UMSL still with 0 made free throw shots in today's contest.
Here's Fahania. Bello, cut. Fahania, foul away from the ball on the cut. Fahania talking with the ref. Fuller, no look on his face. Wabarocha picks up his second foul. That's the team's second of the half. Again, no foul trouble for either side. Just 5 team fouls for the Rangers. Palmer, long 3, no good. That one would have cut it to a 1-point game. And now the Tritons will have possession. And an offensive foul. They say Cisse pushed off with it. Off the ball, he was going up to catch the entry pass, and he pushes off on Fahania. That's the second foul on Cisse.
That right there would have been a great opportunity to get further in the driver's seat of this game. Going up by more than 4 puts you in a much more comfortable position than where they're sitting now.
We saw Bob Sunfold not happy with his group and giving some chirp to Drew Cisse as they go off to the bench. Stoppage of play, 10:34 to go. We'll step aside. You're watching Uindytv and the GLVC Sports Network.
Big Bryce Young, right?
What did you say?
No, it's Bryce Young. It's obviously Bryce Young.
C.J. Stroud, the obvious pick for Steichen and the Colts.
Ohio State quarterbacks, we know they don't
I mean, come on. He's got the whole offense handed to him. Check out Last Call. We've got all the sports info you need from around the nation and right here on campus. Plenty of UIndy sports.
College football and college basketball.
The NFL.
The NBA.
MLB.
Don't forget about motorsports.
And I'll give you all the gambling picks you need to know to make some money right here on Last Call, Mondays at 4 o'clock on YouTube.
The world's a crazy place, and it's only getting crazier. And it seems like no one wants to talk about it. So I'm going to. That's why I created Real Talk, a roundtable discussion show where each week I bring on different guests to talk about hot-button issues in society. Join me every week to get your questions answered, Wednesdays at 1 p.m.
Officials were discussing something at the scorer's table. I think it was whether or not they call the offensive foul on Cisse, and the call stands. Cisse has 2 fouls and a turnover. The Rangers throw it away.
It's the first, I think, very blatant miscue we've seen in the contest today, and at a very unfortunate time.
Just over 10 minutes, Parkside trying to cut into this lead. Vickers not on target on a 3. Back out to Vickers. He'll try again. That one's on target.
And what a brilliant thought there by Cisse to just smack it out and hope it lands in the hands of a Triton.
Fahania off on a 3. Rebound tapped around, taken by Isaiah Fuller, his 3rd. Here comes Vickers. Got to the paint, shot's good.
And here comes UMSL. Now new largest lead of the game, 9 points.
62-53. Travel. Bello shuffled his feet. Turnover number 6. And you see the drive there. And the quick offense by Donovan Vickers give him 10 points now on the day. He's made the last 2 shots. 5-0 run here the last 2 minutes for UMSL. They go up by 9 with the ball. Stoppage of play. They'll re-inbound. Still 9.5 to go. Plenty of time if you're Parkside, but Maddie, you got to string together a couple of stops here.
I mean, I think UMSL really went in the locker room and they figured it out. They took everything that went wrong and they fixed it.
Wabarocha out. Vickers again. In and out on a 3. That one halfway down, but rattles out. The rim not kind to him on that shot there. Fahania the other way. Hands off to Bello. Off a screen, got inside on Cisse. Shots up and an air ball just over the rim, but he couldn't get it to fall.
Bello really starting the game, just so impressive. And now he's starting to cool off a little bit along with the rest of the Rangers.
Fuller inside. Bounce pass Wabarocha. Backing down Ethan Ivan. Shots short. Rebound Cisse. The offensive board. Tritons all over the place. First to every 50-50 ball here in the second half. Wabarocha 3 off.
And speaking further on those offensive rebounds, I think those are going to be the story when it comes to who ends up on top today.
Bello is wild with it. He lost it again. Wabarocha has it nearly taken away, but got hit on the reach-in, and he got fouled. Foul's going to go on Palmer. That's going to be his second foul, and that's the team's 6th foul here in the second half. Tritons will inbound up 9. The sub is Nick Brown will come back in. Palmer will sit down. And that's the last thing you need if you're Coach Regal is Palmer checking out. Take a big hit on offense without Palmer on the floor.
I think they're still in a comfortable enough position to use him when necessary, but I agree with you, Graham.
Cisse up top, Fuller gets it Wabarocha. Cisse again, spins baseline, kick out. Fuller, hang time, finishes. Isaiah Fuller, give him 22.
What a contested shot again. Who's going to fight the hardest? And I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. It's Isaiah Fuller.
He's 11 for 13. Wabarocha jumps the passing lane. Cisse kicks back out. In the corner, Vickers got it.
Everything UMSL all the time. Here it comes.
Timeout, Parkside. Down 14 now. Under 8 media timeout. Let's check in with Grayson Holt.
UMSL currently with a 16-5 run. I mean, we're just waiting to see who's going to advance into tomorrow's game. The score right now is 67-53. Again, UMSL in the lead. And, I mean, it's just going back and forth, so we'll see. Stay tuned here on Uindytv and GLVC Sports Network.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
I was like, dang.
14-point lead. That last 3 ball by Donovan Vickers caps off a 10-0 run in a burst. The last 4 minutes, Maddie, gives UMSL their largest lead here of the game.
There's the shot to send us into the break.
Vickers 13 points now on the day. He has been electrifying, to say the least, here in the second.
I really need to pick my jaw off the floor just watching what UMSL was able to do so quickly. And we talked about this being a very back and forth game all game, but I feel like as of recently, this has been all UMSL.
And a string of turnovers for Parkside, their last couple possessions. A couple of those at the hands of Rashid Bello. Palmer back onto the floor. Bello looks for his shot. No, he'll dribble in. Kick out, Brown launches a three. That one's short. And Parkside has a lid on the basket right now. And at the wrong time. Only 7 minutes to go. Still plenty of time. But Maddie, what does Parkside need to do here if they want to cut into this lead?
They're going to have to do what they do best, which is steal the ball away, force the turnovers. But it's hard when Umsel is shooting and maneuvering as well as they can.
As Vickers knocks down another three. 4 of 6 from downtown. 16 points in the day. Donovan Vickers, the sophomore. Only 8 points a game for Vickers, but he's put it all together tonight. Fahania, wild shot. Triton's in transition. Vickers will slow it up at the hands of Bob Sunvold. Now Isaiah Fuller. They'll run a little three-man weave, handing it off. Vickers looks outside. Wabarocha left all alone. Practice shot.
And I'm watching the first half. I was like, how did Umsel end up beating them last time by over 20 points? Now it's becoming clearer, Graham.
And just like that, Maddie, the lead balloons to 20. A 16-0 run. Turnover number 9. Palmer throws it away. Wabarocha has his 3rd steal of the day.
Parkside just looking defeated, but the bench trying to give them a little bit of energy.
Very similar to what I saw in that Indianapolis-UMSL semifinal game in the GLVC tournament, where in the second half, UMSL just locks down on defense. They flip a switch in the locker room, and they come out hotter than ever on the defensive end. That shot at the buzzer was no good by Vickers. Bello the other way. And Maddie, UMSL ended up winning that one against Indianapolis 82-56. They won it by 26 points going away.
I just feel like it's so hard to get to that point and allow yourself to slip behind that far. But, you know, playing at a higher level, being a team that has a lot of clout to their name, you kind of have to live up to that every time, and that can be hard to do. Every team can have their off days, but this is not the time to have one.
Palmer got inside. Brown has his first bucket of the day. Nick Brown got a finish.
That right there is going to end a nearly 7-minute scoring drought. 6.5 to be more precise for Parkside.
Sandquist got fouled by Brown well away from the basket. And that might have been just a frustration foul there. Trying to jump the passing lane was Nick Brown, but well too slow. And that'll send Sandquist to the line where he is, you know, just about automatic.
84% to be exact.
Sandquist played 4 years at Midland University. His first year now with the Tritons. He's a graduate student, and he's played outstanding. He does miss that free throw, though, right as we speak, saying he was automatic. Yeah, Sandquist does have 9 points, though, on the day.
And that's still UMSL 0 points on the free throws, which makes their score even more impressive to know that it all came earned.
Maybe the only thing they haven't done, you know, outstanding this afternoon. They're 0-4 from the line.
Mm-hmm.
They've out-rebounded Parkside 25-23. Harris, Moore from the left. They'll waste as much time as they can. We're just about under 4 minutes here. Media timeout at the next dead ball. Trevor Moore launches one well off to the left on that three. Those three-ball percentage starting to regress towards the mean on, you know, both of these teams, and a couple of the guys jacking up these last second threes.
Yeah, and I think one thing with Parkside, they're still trying to shoot behind the arc, but now at this point you need points. It's time to slow it down. It's time to get in the paint and get some points there.
3.5 to go. Harris got inside, kicks out, stolen by Brown. One-on-one, Brown and Sandquist tripped up, and a foul. That'll send us to our media timeout. They'll say, I think, a shooting foul. Brown will have free throws, or should, when we come back. 3:19. Let's check in with Grayson Holt down on the sidelines.
This game has slowed down quite a bit since the beginning. We are seeing a much higher point lead with UMSL in the lead right now, 73-55. But you can see down here that these men are getting extremely tired after coming in with so much power. Stay tuned to see who's going to advance into the next round tomorrow. Uindytv and the GLVC Sports Network.
We have 18-point lead for the Tritons, still 3:19 to go, but this one almost all but over. UMSL just waiting to put the nail in the coffin. The Tritons won the GLVC last year in the tournament. They took down Indianapolis in the championship game. They won by 10, 66-56 in that one, and now, you know, UMSL comes in round one of this 2023 NCAA tournament, Maddie. They reached the third round of the Midwest Regional last year, all the way to the championship. Could have gone to the Elite Eight, but they end up losing to Hillsdale. You know, they're an experienced bunch, and with Bob Sunvold at the helm, you know, nothing but upside for the Tritons.
Yes, and they're a team that always likes to get better from their last showing. They did kind of, I feel, fall below that standard in the GLVC conference tournament, which we spoke about earlier. But, I mean, if you made it to the regional final last year, I think the goal for them is to win it and head to Evansville for that Elite Eight, fight for that national title.
So much potential for this Missouri-St. Louis squad, who won 21 games in the regular season. They were 10-8 in the GLVC conference. You see Ivan off on a free throw that time, can't complete the three-point play. Still 3 minutes to go. And Maddie, you know, if you look at this, up by 16, still 3 minutes, so could extend, could regress a little bit. As Fuller got inside, he got fouled. He'll go to the line. But Maddie, you know, what things do you take in as, you know, the Tritons, if they win, which we're all thinking that they're going to at this point now, they'll have Ferris State tomorrow afternoon and, you know, tomorrow early evening. What positives do you take into that?
Well, I think that what they did in the second half and what they are currently doing in the second half is so near perfection that replicating it for every single game moving forward could very well get them to the national championship. I mean, definitely to Evansville if they keep up playing at this level. But I think at the same time, I watched a little bit of the Ferris State-Ashland contest that was before this one. And Ferris State is one of those teams that what they do is they get in and they disrupt defense. They poke at defense and they put up a strong wall of their own. And if UMSL can't do what they're doing now for the entire game, if they advance to play Ferris State, they may fall.
Palmer, he buries a long three. That's his fifth three of the day, give him 19 points, and now Parkside up above 60 points. Timeout, that's the last timeout by Coach Regal, and the Rangers take this one with 2:39 to go, down 15. Back in a moment for the conclusion of this game. You're watching Uindytv in the GLVC Sports Network.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
UMSL 26 points in the paint tonight, 26 of their 75. You know, Maddie, Ferris State defends the paint particularly well, and Drew Cisse, only one shot attempt tonight, only 2 points. Victor Wabarocha was able to get into the paint and make some things happen. Isaiah Fuller at that as well, along with Donovan Vickers. But if you're UMSL going into tomorrow against Ferris State, you have to be maybe a little bit more aggressive, you think?
Yeah, I think especially in the paint, it's great that you can make those really impressive shots from behind the arc, but a lot of the battle with teams that have strong defenses is what you're going to be able to do in the post, in the paint, up close, underneath the basket. And we've seen a lot of fight out of UMSL, especially going up for contested shots, but you need to fight for those shots a little bit more. Even though shooting behind the arc is great, 3 points is more than 2, but still, those closer shots are going to be the real test of what your offense is willing to do and what your defense is able to stop.
Biggest part of why the 15-point lead has accumulated here for the Tritons in the second half, this guy right here, Isaiah Fuller, 25 points now on the day, a chance at 26 with his second free throw here, but efficient. He's 11 of 13 from the field, hasn't even tried a 3 today, doesn't even want to bother with those. He shoots 40% from down there, hasn't shot one. Doesn't want to keep the defense honest. He'll just take all of his points at the rim if he can get them. He's got 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal and a block, done it on the defensive end. Now 26 points in 33 minutes, and he has led the Tritons all season long.
Yeah, and Fuller put up his best performance of the season, 31 points against Drury. I mean, he's approaching that today. We're not sure if he'll hit that, but he's going to be pretty close.
Bello could not get his shot to fall. Now Fuller on the other side. Has an open lane. He'll take it to the cup. No, he couldn't finish. And awkward flush by by Harris there, but he got it to fall through. Maybe a little bit lucky.
And it doesn't matter how bad it looks. All that matters is you get the 2 points, Graham.
Sometimes you need a little luck. Long 3. Palmer, that one's off. And the Parkside Rangers just went cold at the wrong moment. Down the stretch here and haven't scored. They're just 1 of 5, 1 of 6, pardon, on their last 6 3-point attempts for the Rangers. And that trending up for the Tritons here, who now has a 19-point lead with 90 seconds to go. Wabarocha, 15, make it 17.
I mean, they just look so relaxed. I feel like they've looked relaxed, UMSL that being, ever since they stepped out of the locker room.
After this game, Maddie, Indianapolis will play. They're the #1 seed here. UMSL, obviously the #2 seed, but, if we're lucky, I'd love to see a rematch in, the regional final between UMSL and Indianapolis, 2 of the best teams in the nation. Could be fun.
I know. I don't know if Paul Corsaro would agree with you calling that lucky, but it would be pretty cool to watch.
21-point lead and a standing O from the UMSL faithful. 62 seconds to go. Back for the conclusion in a minute. You're watching Uindytv and the GLVC Sports Network.
Are you feeling alone in your faith? UIndy Catholic gives you an opportunity to get involved in a religious community on campus, providing sacramental needs and fellowship for prospective students and giving you a sense of belonging.
We just want you guys to know that God loves you, He delights in you, and He's in awe of you, and we would love to meet you. So you should come on out.
Uindy Catholic, a community for you.
Final 62 seconds. Some subs in for the Tritons. And a nice finish there by a Triton. I believe that was Patrick Robinson Jr. who got his shot to fall.
Take a peek at that score. 83-60, last matchup between these two. 83-61, deja vu.
And a steal in transition bucket. That's Brennan Weller, who hasn't played a lot of minutes this year, but got his first bucket of the contest.
Very valuable minutes.
Giving some of these younger guys some NCAA tournament experience, Maddie.
That's what it's all about, especially when you're this comfortable in a game. Why not let a couple other people take some shots at the basket?
That was Tyler Carney for the Rangers, who turns it over. Now 11 turnovers on the day for the Rangers. Just 6 turnovers all afternoon long for the Tritons. They've taken excellent care of the ball. Final 10 seconds, and Matt and Wright just going to dribble it off.
What an impressive second half push by UMSL.
End up taking it. 25 points, the margin in the game, 85-60. Now let's go down on the sidelines with Grayson Holt.
This has been a great game. Give it up for both teams. UMSL has advanced into tomorrow's games with the score 85-60. Those games will also be broadcasted on Uindytv and the GLVC Sports Network. I'm Grayson Holt, your sideline reporter.
25-point victory for the Tritons. They'll move on, and they'll take on Ferris State tomorrow. Should be a fun matchup. Maddie, you know, when you're looking at that matchup, what are your first takeaways and your first thoughts going into that game tomorrow?
Talked about this not too long ago, but if UMSL plays at the level they played in the second half, they're going to make a real problem for Ferris State. We saw them earlier. They know how to poke in at offense and make them uncomfortable. If UMSL stays as comfortable and as collected as they just did, I don't think Ferris State will be able to really phase them whatsoever.
Thanks, Maddie. We'll have all that action right here on Uindytv and the GLVC Sports Network. But stick around. Coming up, the number 1 seed Indianapolis Greyhounds and the number 8 seed McKendree Bearcats here from Nickerson Hall. With all of our crew, our sideline reporter Grayson Holt, and our color analyst today, Madeline Fisher. I'm Graham Shear signing off, but stick around. Indianapolis and McKendree coming up next here on Uindytv and the GLVC Sports Network.